Hey, one of the things you talk about in chapter 20, I remember, you know this book word for word, don't you? But anyways, neither here nor there.
No, I start panicking when you start quoting chapters.
I'm joking. No. I lead you into it, Andy. Don't worry. I'm not going to leave you hanging, looking like, oh my God, what's he doing? Hey, look, one of the things you talk about is you kind of allude to the fact that salespeople need to invest in themselves. And
Yes.
I'm a firm believer in that. I really do believe that salespeople need to invest in themselves. Can you give me, maybe for my audience, a couple of pointers on how salespeople could invest in themselves?
Well, and I will, and I'm going to do this really by referring to some of my colleagues that have written books about this. I mean, Jill Konrath just wrote a book called The Agile Learner, and I love Jill's book, and Jill talks about how one of the great skills that salespeople need to have today is they have to be learners. They have to be active learners. They have to be, as she calls, agile learners. They have to be able to gather and synthesize information quickly and turn into answers for the prospects and so on. So, what are the things you can do to become a learner? As well as start reading, right? What have you read? And I think it's a question that Jill would pose is, what have you read in the last 30 days to help you improve your productivity at work? I mean, that is a critical thing. What are you reading? What are you learning? And instead of watching The Bachelor at night, what book have you read in the last 30 days? So that's one. The other thing is investing in terms of just skill development. It's sort of interesting you asked this question because I got a call today from somebody who's doing an interview or trying to line up an interview. They wanted to talk to salespeople that had, on their own, out of their own pocket, paid for coaching, professional sales coaches to help them improve their productivity. And it was really interesting because I talked about this with several of my peers, is, in a business-to-business environment, you rarely find that happening. The individual professions like self-employed, real estate agents, CPAs, legal profession, it's not uncommon. They'll hire coaches to help them become better at business development, but in this vast world of corporate sales employees, they sort of look at it as being the company's obligation to invest in their training as opposed to investing in themselves. Yeah. And really important for everybody, if you're in that environment, keep investing in yourself. Read, learn new things. If you need external help, pay for the external help. If you're making $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, what's $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000 a month? Not much if you're going to be that much more productive.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you. Great insight on that. Appreciate that.